What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Pat and Dan Show. As usual, I'm your host, Pat Tennessee, joined by the man himself, Dan Rourke. How are we doing tonight, Dan?
Better than you expect, bro. I'm actually doing all right.
Yeah, no,
Pretty
listen.
frustrated though, but listen, it's one loss. Like teams will have losses. We'll have losses here and there. I still expect this team to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I know a lot of people in the chat are going to kind of rip me to shreds just because I've been such an advocator of the Yankees are about to go on a 20-game win streak, this and that. Okay, first of all, I'm still sticking with my idea that the Yankees are winning the AL East. I'm sticking with that here. Also, I think that this team is going to go on a run. Bro, just because they had a putrid game against the Baltimore Orioles at home, obviously you don't want to get shut down by Jorge Lopez. But we could talk so much about that tonight and other Yankee topics. Before we get into anything, let's take a 10 roll call. Shout out to everybody currently in the chat for joining us. We're now on episode 12, Dan. You love to see that. Also, chat, let me know if the audio is good and everything because we had a little bit of technical difficulties before we started the show tonight. But listen, shout out to Danny. We got Michael, Leo, Antonio. We got Diego, Jacob, Dale. We got Ozzy, Christian, Big Brain Borg. We got Tony. Who else? We got who else? We got AB. Appreciate you all for stopping by. I'm sorry I can't name everybody. But Dan, I guess we could kind of address the elephant in the room, and that is tonight's game. I know that when was the last time we did the show? Was it before or after the Rizzo and Gallo?
I think before
Rizzo,
it
after
was
Gallo,
after.
I think.
Yes. I would say after Gallo, before Rizzo. You threw me
So
off when the way
honestly,
you said that, but yeah.
I guess honestly, before we kind of dig into the disaster that tonight was, I guess we could kind of address a bright side, and that's the acquisition of Anthony Rizzo. I honestly don't think that it could have gone any better for the Yankees so far. He's been an absolute dog. Dan, you're gonna kill me when I say this, but I think Anthony Rizzo's the definition of a Yankee captain.
Oh, yeah. I mean, captain. I mean, that's a stretch, bro. We already have a captain on this team who is struggling lately. But yeah, bro, dude, no. Rizzo is exactly what I would picture a 90s Yankee to be. He feels like a 90s Yankee. And yeah, bro, he had a great opening weekend. What was he? 5 for 9. He had the 2 homers. He had that big. Bro, he had 2 really big plays in the final game of that Marlins series. 1, obviously the game tying hit to the opposite field. And 2, bro, that double play that he turned or started with Zach Britton on the mound in the 8th inning of that final game.
Huge.
Bro, that was huge, especially with Britton on the mound with how bad he's been struggling lately. So, yeah, Rizzo's been good so far, and he scored the only run today, or drove in the only run today with the sac fly. So, Rizzo's been good. Gallo he had a nice hit tonight, and they also had that really good play in left. There's one thing I want to criticize him on that ended up mattering. That ball he threw home, he shouldn't have thrown it home. Should have just threw the third base on the sac fly. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It didn't end up mattering, but
yeah, I mean,
that was
listen,
the only criticism I have for Gallo.
I think it's difficult because on the acquisitions of Gallo and Rizzo and Heaney, I think obviously the best one is probably going to end up being Rizzo, just because he's the definition of what the Yankees need, right? A solid defender. He'll basically hit for contact. He's not going to strike out a bunch. But then also I think Gallo's one of those guys who I think could end up paying off a little bit more than we know. I think Joey Gallo, like we kind of mentioned when the Yankees acquired him, he's literally the definition. Does Cole actually have COVID?
Dude, he does. What the fuck?
Oh, my God. Gerrit Cole has COVID?
Bro, are you fucking kidding me? I'm sorry to curse, but that's...
No, there's... Dan.
Dude, no, I checked Twitter. It's true. Gerrit Cole has COVID. So
I saw someone put in the chat, but I thought they were trolling us.
Dude, this is horrible. This is horrible, bro. And I swear, dude, we better hope that nobody else has it. That's
Dude,
terrible.
I thought we were over this.
It's official. Gerrit Cole has freaking COVID, bro.
And he's not pitching tomorrow, obviously.
So yeah, who's gonna pitch? Who's gonna pitch tomorrow now? Who's available? Who?
Well, now this honestly changed the entire narrative of today's show completely.
Yeah.
Gerrit Cole having COVID is probably one of the worst things that could happen to the Yankees right now. This is oh my God.
So I mean, dude, one, that sucks, obviously, and we gotta hope that nobody else has it. That's terrible.
Well, at least we know Judge won't be able to get it.
Why?
Because he just had it. I don't think you could get COVID 2 weeks in a row. True. I mean, I'm no doctor, but I don't think so. True. I mean, all right.
I mean, listen, people are saying they're oh, let's kiss the division away. I don't say I give up on the division, but my focus on the wild card. This team is still I think even most fans in baseball are starting to accept that the Yankees are going to finish the wild card spot. I'm not focusing on the division, so that just sucks. And it's still, at least, hey, listen, if there was one time that Gerrit Cole would catch COVID, it'd be against the Orioles. We should still be able to win tomorrow. I know you said that about tonight too, but we should be able to win tomorrow, regardless of who's pitching
But
for us.
tomorrow was like a set in stone win, especially with Cole on the mound. So now, I mean, all
It
right.
still should be close to that, though.
All right, so we were talking about Rizzo and Gallo and their kind of impact on this team, but I guess now we can kind of talk about the impact that losing Gerrit Cole for about 2 weeks is going to have on this team. I mean, I'm
Unless he's
assuming
vaccinated.
he's definitely going to miss at least.
He could only miss one start. He could, if he's vaccinated, there's a possibility he could only miss one start.
No, I don't think so. Because even if he is vaccinated, you think he's going to be back in 5 days?
Well, no, that could give us 9 days.
Well, no, because his next start would be tomorrow. So then his next start after that is what, 6 days from now?
True.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. So I would either way bank on 2 starts. So
yeah, I think at the minimum he's missing 2 starts. At the worst, let's say he's out for 2 weeks, bro. We could be missing Gerrit Cole for 3 starts. Honestly, I don't want to say that this is the death note for the Yankee season because it's not. But I am going to say that this severely diminishes their division hopes. I think the only bright side of this is that the Yankees have a really light schedule coming up right now. So if we kind of look at their schedule right now, I believe they have Baltimore and then Seattle, if I'm not mistaken. And then after that, they go to KC. So I believe Gerrit Cole should be back for the White Sox series, which would be like 10 days from now.
We can honestly, no, here's the thing. We can survive without Gerrit Cole against these two teams, the Orioles and the White Sox. We just got to hope that it didn't spread to anybody important. And I say that people are going to be like, oh, like you should care about their health. Listen, like they're probably going to be fine, whoever does have it. I hope it's nobody important, nobody like obviously Judge, like you said, isn't going to get it. But like, bro, imagine if like Gallo or Rizzo got COVID now too.
Dan, don't say that.
I got wood right here, so I'm chilling.
I'm knocking on wood, dude. But I thought like, truly, I thought that after like the last COVID outbreak where we lost Higgy and Gio and Judge, I thought that was it. I thought like our team and Nestor too. Nestor was a huge loss from the last COVID outbreak. Like maybe this is just me being like a pessimist right now, but I don't see a way where Cole would be the only case. Is that just me being like pessimistic?
No, I mean I think that's you being kind of realistic, right? I mean like because you figure he was. I mean I actually didn't see any shots of him in the dugout tonight, but like why wouldn't he be in the dugout tonight? You figure he was around the team, so yeah. I mean you got to expect at least a couple people to. I mean, how did the last outbreak start? It was Loizaga, and then it went to Judge, to Higgy, to Gio. So.
Yeah, but also I mean,
figure at least a couple more.
Bro, the crazy part is like we're assuming that Judge got it from Judge and Gio and Higgy. They all got it from Loizaga, right? But they tested positive like I want to say over a week after Loizaga did. So it's like,
well, all has to do like it could also be like, did the Yankees? I mean, you figure they would, but did the Yankees test everybody immediately after Loizaga got it? You would figure they would, but I mean, like, I don't know. So we'll find out. I mean, there's a chance, bro. Like we could be talking about a game tomorrow that isn't even played. So
yeah,
it sucks. It's fucking annoying.
Dan, this is every single time. You realize every single time we come on here, like there's always like some wrenches thrown into our plan. Last time it was the last COVID outbreak where right before we came on, it was like announced that all these guys had COVID. But I know I'm actually intrigued now to see like what the Yankees could do as far as like pitching goes. What are the odds that they have to call up like Devi Garcia to make a start?
Yeah, who's been crap in the bed?
I know.
Bro. He got rocked even this past start in AAA. He got rocked.
No, because who else could they possibly call up?
I mean, they DFA'd Asher, so I mean, it could be something as simple as I mean, I could pull up MLB and see like who made the most recent starts. When was the last time Nestor started? Was it Tampa? No, right?
When was the last time Nestor
it wasn't
started?
Miami. Was it Tampa? I think it was okay, so Nestor last started on the 28th, which was Wednesday. So that gives him 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so Nestor can start tomorrow. So I bet it'll be Nestor because he's last started on the 28th. So that's like more than 5 days rest. So he can start tomorrow, which will probably be. I mean, like, honestly, assuming nobody else has it, which is dumb to assume, like we'll be fine. Like we can start Nestor tomorrow. But if not, I mean, regardless, somebody's going to come up. But they may not call up a starter if Nestor can start tomorrow.
But also, I'm a little bit confused because they had to have found this out like before the game today, right? Like this isn't because they didn't just take a test and just get results.
I mean, they might. The thing is, though, is that like they probably don't do rapid tests when like if there's not a sense of urgency with it. Like if you're just testing people to test them, like you're probably doing like the the PCI test or whatever it's called, like the regular test. So like that does take a couple hours.
I want to know if Cole was in the dugout because I think that's kind of like the crucial point of this whole thing.
Yeah, I didn't see any shots of Cole in the dugout. I mean, obviously, if they knew he had COVID, he would have been in the dugout. But I mean, for now, all we know is that Cole has COVID and he's not going to start tomorrow. So for now, we can just assume Nestor's going to start tomorrow. And I mean, that would really suck if like Nestor had it too.
Yeah,
Or like whoever has it, At
bro,
least,
this
like you
sucks.
said, Judge doesn't have it. There's not much we can really talk about until like
Yeah.
we get actual updates.
Yeah. Honestly, I guess we could kind of look at something more on the bright side of tonight. One of the few bright spots. Damn, let's talk about the freaking cat that was on the field. Did you see it? That might have been one of the highlights of the season for me.
No, that was one of the lowlights. I hate cats. I really do. I'm a dog person. No, okay,
so
listen.
am I. What, Dan? You can't sit here and tell me that wasn't fun.
Bro, put a cat in front of my face and I literally can't breathe. I hate cats. There's nothing about them that Yes, very deathly. And there's nothing about them that entertain
not.
me. Yes, no. I swear to God, I'm allergic to cats.
You're definitely allergic to cats.
Yes, I am. I learned, and cats are. Yes, I'm allergic to cats. And two, even if I weren't, which I am, they are not friendly animals. Like you don't like cuddle up against a cat. Like my dog. Like when I come home every day, my dog is so pumped to see me, bro. Like jumps on top of me and gives me a hug. If I had a cat, like they just like sit in their little corner and their dumbass little like thing.
Dan, what you don't understand here, I'm not making an argument that cats are better than dogs. Dogs are better than cats 10 times out of 10. We know
cats are disgusting.
What I'm saying is that tonight the cat being on the field was fun. If you disagree, okay then.
Oh, yeah, sure. No, it was cool. I hate cats.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of cats either, but dude, like, okay. Moving on here. I guess we could talk about tonight's game a little bit. The Yankees offense, I mean, besides of how we want to kind of view the Miami series, I feel like we did get pretty lucky to escape Miami with a sweep. And obviously, dude, I had like such high expectations coming into this Baltimore series, and I still do, like for the rest of the season. Obviously, tonight's loss and the Cole COVID thing, that kind of like negates my optimism a little bit. But also at the same time, dude, the Yankees suck tonight. Like, you faced Jorge Lopez, a dude who's been awful all season. I'm pretty sure his last start against the Marlins, he gave up like 5 runs, if I'm not mistaken. A guy that we were expecting the Yankees to rock. In our pregame, we were kind of talking about this, and basically everyone was expecting a blowout win tonight. And he carried a no-hitter into like the 5th inning, if I'm not mistaken here. This is just something that's like completely unacceptable. And I don't understand how you have such a ridiculous lineup that always bows down to these mediocre to below average pitchers. It boggles my mind sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, this is like a problem I've had with this team, like not just with this like guy tonight, but like I feel like in general, bro, like when they struggle, I feel like a lot of the times it's because like they take like so many hittable pitches. Like Stanton did it, Judge did it, where like it could even be like either the first pitch of the at bat or like the final pitch of the at bat, like where it's a pitch right down the middle, say to start the at bat. They take it. And then the next pitch is completely out of the zone. Judge did this. And then they swing at it. Like they whiff at it. It's like their approach, I feel like, to guys that are bums, no offense to Jorge Lopez, who, no offense, he is a bum. Like, I almost am more confident when they face like better pitchers than they are against like these bum pitchers in a way, because like they almost like become like complacent or like
yeah,
it almost seems like
they think it's too easy. They
expect they're going to succeed and they don't succeed. It seemed like remember the same deal happened against Matt Harvey earlier in the year, and we got shut out for 6 against them. Just I don't know. It's like the approach is off. Like they expect the offense to come, and it doesn't come tonight. It didn't come at all.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of like the part that sucks about this the most. It's like, dude, when you mention like they expect it to just come to them, especially when they go up against like these below average pitchers, I feel like that's been the mentality of the Yankees in this entire season. And that's why they just haven't kind of performed to their own expectations, because I think that they walked into this season, thought that they could just play and that they were automatically going to be granted a playoff spot. I think now the realization is starting to hit in where it's like, dude, like we can't just go out there and just perform under expectations and then automatically have a playoff spot. And that's why I think 2021 is kind of like a wake-up call for this team. But I just want to make it clear for like the 10th time here, just because the Yankees lost tonight, that doesn't mean that I'm losing faith in this team, especially as far as the wild card goes. I think the way I view the American League wild card spot right now, I'm viewing it as a lock for the New York Yankees.
Yeah, no, I mean, anybody who like, I feel like the one thing about me that's matured in recent years is that like I no longer have as irrational takes after the Yankees, like something goes wrong for the Yankees. And in this case, like we lose one game, like I'm not all of a sudden going to be like, oh, we're not making the playoffs. Like, no, like this team. And as I said before, like I feel like the rest of like baseball, like and their fans are accepting the Yankees are going to make the playoffs. This is a very good team. And that's what I took from Brian Cashman when he said, like, when he acquired Anthony Rizzo, like when was asked about, like, is he going to extend him past the 2021 season? He's like, no, this move was made purely for the stretch run of 2021. And what the Yankees are doing with these moves that they made at the deadline is, like, we're trying to win this year. Like, we know what this team is capable of, and we made the necessary upgrades to, one, get us into the postseason, and two, succeed in the postseason. And that's what I think their plan genuinely is. So I'm like sure of it. The Yankees are at least going to get a wild card spot. And, you know, assuming Gerrit Cole survives COVID, which he will, I actually do think this team can succeed in the postseason. So, no, tonight did not change my feelings about this team going forward at all. But still, and like I tweeted this out too, like, I expect them to make the playoffs, but it just, am I going to get pissed over losses like this? Absolutely. Like, they're frustrating, but no, it doesn't change how I feel about this team.
Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of people,
assuming Gerrit Cole survives COVID-19, if he passes away, which I'm only
okay, Dan,
I know,
what?
I'm joking about it because I know he's going to, but
why would you say that?
I mean, I got wood. I can knock on it anytime I like.
Okay, Dan. Okay. Listen, shout out to
Is that
Ruben
a new Unhinged
Cruz.
shirt, by the way?
No, it's actually an old one. Shout out to Ruben Cruz, the $5 donor. Appreciate you so much, Ruben. He says, why do I watch this team? Judge has 20. Oh, this is a shot at Judge. Dan's going to get pissed off. Judge has 21 home runs, while Ohtani is pitching, hitting 37 home runs in 100 games and stealing 15 bases. I just can't anymore. Dan, do you want to defend your boy?
Nah, I mean, listen, like with Judge, like, I mean, one, I said this coming off COVID, the COVID IL, like, he's going to struggle. I said I'm giving him through like the Seattle series to rust off like the COVID rust, you know. But yeah, wasn't a good Judge series. But at the same time, like, and even yesterday, like against the Marlins, like I was trying to, because every now and then I try to throw like a non-biased Judge tweet, like criticizing him in a way, which I will do. But like, you know, he's having an 08 A-Rod season, or like an 06 A-Rod season, where an elite player has an average year for an elite player. You know, he's not having an MVP year, which I predicted, but he's just kind of having one of those years where, like, if you had to put up baseline numbers for an elite player, that's what he's doing. He's hitting about 280 and on base about like 375, slugging like 520, a weighted runs created plus of 140. So, I mean, like, he's not having an MVP year by any means. He's hitting about 295 with runners in scoring position, though. So he's really just having an average year for an elite player. But has it been disappointing when you expect MVP caliber numbers? Yes, it has been disappointing. But when it comes to a player coming off the COVID IL, like, did I expect that much? No, I'm giving him this series and the next series too. But
yeah, but to be fair, was he really like tearing it up before he even hit the COVID IL?
But yeah, I'm not here to defend Judge. I don't do that. People think I do. Like, I'm not a blind Judge defender. Like, and I mean that. Like, I defend him when it's necessary. I build him up when it's necessary and like to the truth. But I never blindly defend Judge, contrary to popular belief. Like, I don't. It just seems that way because there's so much to defend with him.
Okay. I mean, listen, I kind of feel the same way. Like, if I'm kind of viewing Judge's numbers this season, like, he's average for an elite player. I think that's kind of like
exactly his numbers this year. That's what I said. Like, it's literally like a 2004, a 2006, or a 2008 A-Rod season where for an elite player, he's putting up an average season. Like look up what I don't know exactly what they are, but look up Mookie Betts stats this season. Like, these years will happen where, like,
no, for sure,
you're still having like what most consider to be like an incredible year, but by like Aaron Judge standards, or like you bring up Shohei Ohtani, like next year, Shohei Ohtani, or say like the year after that, 2023, Ohtani could have like an average year. Like, these things happen. Whereas next year, Judge could go off and hit 60 homers, you know, like,
no, I agree.
Not every year going to be elite. And that's why it's almost a compliment to Judge, where like Judge's average year is still incredible, you know, but at the same time, disappointing considering the expectations.
Let me ask you a question. I saw a tweet that you tweeted out earlier today. It was a picture of Joey Gallo in a Yankees uniform, and you're like, wow, he looks so much better without the beard. You don't actually mean that, right?
No, I really do, because the thing with beards, and this is why not that I have a choice right now, but when I'm able to grow a beard, I'm not going to fully take advantage of it until like I'm a little bit older, because like when you have a jawline, like, you might as well take advantage of that, right? So I feel like while Joey Gallo right now, he's what, 27, 28, 29? He has a jawline. Yeah. He has a defined jawline. So, you know, get rid of that beard. I mean, not that he has a choice, but once you start to like,
are you trying to say that you have a chiseled jawline?
Well, a better jawline now than I do. Like this jawline right here, bro, is better than it'll be when I'm 35. You know what I'm saying?
So then when you're 35, you're going to try to grow a beard.
Yeah. So like when I'm 35, like it'll look more like this. You know what I'm saying? So like when that's the case, then I will grow a beard. So like right now, while Joey Gallo is in like the prime of his life, like, you know, prime high testosterone, like prime of his life male, that's where I would, ditch the beard. Once again, not that he has a choice, but I think it looks good on him right now because he does have that defined jawline.
Chat, let me ask you all a question. Beard or no beard when it comes to Joey Gallo? I view it the same way as Gerrit Cole. You can't sit here and tell me that Gerrit Cole isn't 10 times more. I'm not saying he's not beautiful without the beard, but Gerrit Cole is so much more beautiful with the beard. Easily.
I say one guy, it's Brian McCann.
Oh, for sure.
Brian McCann looks better with the beard. They should have made an exception for him.
I don't know. Jawline doesn't decrease. Thank God for you.
What's that mean?
I have no idea. But it looks
Obviously
like I would say most people are saying beard. I see no beard, but then I see beard, no beard, beard.
Yeah, it's somewhat split.
I would say it's like 50-50, but then again, you don't really have a choice. Yeah. So it's like I don't know. But then neither do I really. Yankees, yeah. I can't really grow a beard.
You have a beard? You have a beard?
No, not really.
Yes, you do. Yes, you. Pat, look at your face.
No, it's not like a beard. It's not like a cold beard.
You have facial hair.
Kind of, yeah.
I get to shave so it doesn't look scruffy. Go on.
Listen, let's switch to another topic here. I guess we could kind of like address the man who pitched tonight, Andrew Heaney. I was kind of like, did we talk about Andrew Heaney or no? Because it happened like the day of the deadline. No,
we did not.
So I don't think we even talked about it off camera. This is like the kind of move where when it first happened, I wasn't really too excited about it, only because I'm like, wow, like this is the pitcher that we were going after. But as I was kind of like thinking about it a little bit more, I'm like, well, maybe Andrew Heaney could be like an awesome depth piece. Maybe the Yankees could have like Matt Blake work with him. Maybe getting him out of LA is going to be a big help. Based on what we've seen tonight, and only what we've seen based on tonight, Andrew Heaney sucks.
Yeah, he's definitely not good. And when we first got him, I was disappointed because I thought like this can't be the move, but like also too, I was like, man, like his advanced metrics look pretty good, which I know you hate. But like with him, like, now that I look back on it, like it's tough to look at the advanced metrics and think like all of a sudden he's going to turn it around because like this guy's been around. Like he's been this type of pitcher for the last like 4, 5, 6 years. So like this is probably who we're getting, like a 5 ERA pitcher that I kind of equated to like the 2017 Jaime Garcia trade, where it's just like a guy to eat innings, and like you just can't give him a start in the postseason is the way I look at it.
I mean, the only thing that sucks right now is the fact that we lost Cole to COVID for a little bit now. Also, Herman is hurt. Let's not forget that. That's a huge loss in the rotation as well. And now also Heaney's not pitching so well. So now for like the next few series, all we really have to work with is Tyone and Montgomery. Cortez, right?
Yeah, I mean, you figure Cortez is going to start tomorrow now. And then what is Tyone going to go the day after that? And then Monty. So, yeah, I mean, I guess until August 20th, that's kind of what we're working with. Because remember, they said Sevy and Kluber can come back somewhere between August 20th and September 1st. So
yeah,
we got a nice, 3 weeks to work with now, where we got to go with Andrew Heaney. And listen, it's just one start. And to be fair, the first 2 innings, we were all kind of feeling pretty good about him. He looked all right. But yeah, I mean, we acquired a homer heavy pitcher to pitch in Yankee Stadium. So was that the best idea? Probably not.
I think they were kind of just looking at his K rate because he's a pretty high K rate. But
can we talk about a certain pitcher that's done pretty okay so far?
Clay Holmes.
Clay Holmes is pretty good, bro.
Next. Just because I remember like when we acquired him, you were super high on him, and I'm kind of like, look, Dan, if he's good, he's good. But like, I'm not going to get too excited about it like until he kind of proves it. But kind of based on what we've seen in his first few appearances, Clay Holmes looks pretty solid. I'm not going to lie. Now, I don't know if I'm still upset about trading away Luis Sessa. I still think that kind of makes no sense because I would prefer Sessa over Holmes. But based on what we've seen,
can I say something real quick about Luis Sessa, and then I'll touch on Holmes? I'm with you now on Sessa because it doesn't exactly make sense. Why did you have to trade Sessa when, I mean, I'm not sure how much Heaney is making, so maybe this is why. But when the Cubs picked up Rizzo's salary and when the Rangers picked up Gallo's salary, why did you have to dump Sessa? Like, there's no way you just dump Sessa because of a 40-man spot looking back on it, So that doesn't purely make sense. But yeah, I mean, as for Holmes, like the whole thing with him was control, right? Like that was a big knock on him. And maybe the Yankees, they just went up to him like, yo, listen, like you have great stuff. Use it. Pound the zone and you'll find success. You'll get outs. And so far, at least in the 2 1/3 that he's pitched, is that right?
Yeah.
He's looked pretty damn good. He's looked good.
No, I know, but like I'm on the same boat with you. Like I'm still a little bit curious as to like why you had to include Sessa in that deal. Like, bro, I would have given up like a decent prospect to attach to Wilson in order to get like that deal done. I feel like what the Yankees essentially did as far as like we know at the trade deadline what they did was they improved the lineup tremendously by getting Gallo and Rizzo. But also on the flip side of things, when you basically replace Sessa for Holmes, I think you like diminish the bullpen. I think that they kind of decreased their value in the bullpen. I guess I would say that the starting rotation basically stayed the same because Andrew Heaney doesn't really provide anything positively and doesn't really provide anything negatively. But yeah, I think the only thing they really did at the deadline was improve the lineup, and that's something that they did need to improve. But I think both of us can agree where they needed to improve the bullpen at least.
Yeah, and especially with like the way Joely Rodriguez looked tonight, which wasn't good,
and the fact that Britton hasn't been too consistent. Chapman's just getting himself kind of back together.
I feel like that's going to be the real X factor, right? Because like all of a sudden, like within the last week or so, with getting Loizaga back and Chapman like returning to form, like we can kind of feel like okay about the bullpen outside of Britton. I feel like he's the main X factor. Where like if he can get back to normal, okay, all of a sudden we're feeling all right. If Clay Holmes, if he can pitch the way he's looked in the first 2 games as Yankee, all right, we're feeling okay. But if not, if Holmes all of a sudden craps the bed, if Britton doesn't turn back to his typical like 2016 to 2019 form, then or 2016 to 2020 form, we could be in some trouble. We really could be. And if that's the case, then you look back at the Sessa deal and be like, man, like, is that what kind of spiraled this whole bullpen out of control? Is getting rid of
Yankees never liked Sessa. They never liked him. It was weird. We talked about it so often how underrated he was and how he needed to be better utilized.
Yeah.
But listen, shout out to Ruben Cruz, the $5 dono. Appreciate you so much, Ruben. I says you have Tatis in San Diego, Guerrero in Toronto, and we were stuck with Gleyber thinking he is A-Rod while hitting like David Eckstein. Let's not discredit David Eckstein, bro. Like that dude had a pretty solid career. Won a World Series with the Cardinals, I believe, and the Angels.
That's the wrong guy, bro.
I might
if it's not Yankee related, bro, I don't care.
I remember on Unhinged trivia. But yeah, no, I get it. It's so unfortunate because we talked about this like a lot in the early part of the season when we were like in 2019, like we looked at all the young stars around the league and we thought Gleyber Torres, especially in that 2019 postseason, we thought Gleyber Torres was better than Tatis, better than Guerrero. But this is like the definition of what happens with so many guys in the Yankees minor league system. They come up and they kind of hit their peak in like year 1, and then it's nothing but regression from there, as opposed to other organizations where guys come up and they do nothing but progress. You look at guys like Tatis, you look at guys like Guerrero, you look at the entire Blue Jays organization. Those guys, all they do is just improve. But for some reason, guys on the Yankees don't, and it's a really weird situation.
Yeah, I know. It does seem like we never I feel like not everybody gets worse like Gleyber did, but like it doesn't seem like many people get better.
No, right, and the only way they do get better is if like they figure themselves out in AAA, right? I feel like that's what happened
or they go from the starting rotation to the bullpen.
No, literally. No, literally. And I think like at what point do we kind of like look at that and you kind of put it on like, I don't know if it's whether like the player development team or the major league coaching staff, but you have so many guys who like destroy in AAA. Like, bro, look at Tyler Wade, for example. We're talking about a dude who in AAA, he consistently bats like over 300. So inspirational. But then when he comes up, he can't hit above his weight.
Well, no, I mean, I disagree on that part. Or like, that's not the example I would use. Because I mean, that happens among like organizations across the league where like you succeed in the minor leagues and then you come to MLB, it just doesn't work out. But that's for like guys like say Gleyber Torres, for example, where like, I mean, for him, you could just like blame it on the juice balls no longer being around. But like guys like him where like they succeed in their first couple years in the major leagues and they kind of just like pan out or don't pan out for that matter a little bit. Whereas like Tyler Wade, like, I don't know, like does Tyler Wade have the tools to succeed at the big league level? But like Gleyber Torres, does. And then like right now he has like under 700 OPS.
Tyler Wade was a weird example.
Just speaking of Gleyber, I know what you mean though, but speaking of Gleyber, like, and I was thinking about this before, I was having a conversation with I forget who, but the way I see it is in order for the Yankees to succeed, they need to have 2 out of these 3 players turn things around. And let me think, who was it? I totally forget. But Gleyber, Stanton, and DJ, you need 2 of those 3, regardless of how Rizzo do and how Gallo do down the stretch. You need 2 of those 3 to perform somewhat close to like the back of the baseball cards. Do you agree? 2 of those 3.
Yeah, no, I agree. And can we take a second to kind of talk about how disappointing Stanton has been, particularly in the second half here? Bro, we're talking about a dude who I don't think he's hit a home run in the second half of the season. And the only hard hit ball that I remember him hitting was the one in Miami. What was it, yesterday or the day before? Bro, it just seems like we haven't gotten that production out of Giancarlo Stanton. And especially when Judge went on the COVID IL, we kind of looked at Stanton, right? We were like, look, Stanton needs to step up in Judge's absence, kind of like he did in 2018. but he just hasn't done that, and we just haven't seen him come around. His at-bats look lost.
Yeah, no, 100%. And like Stanton, like today, bro, like I brought up before how like it seems like we're just taking pitches right down the middle that could easily be hit. Did you see that? I think it was like either the 0-2 slider or the 0-1 slider that Stanton took. That was literally like the definition of a hanging breaking ball.
Yeah,
that at the time it could have put us within one if he just crushed it out of the park. So like, yeah, no, Stanton is definitely lost right now, and it's a shame too because like the other day, what was it, yesterday in Miami, where he crushed that ball off the wall, or 2 days ago, whatever it was. Like you thought, maybe, and that's the thing with Stanton, bro. And it feels like a lot of like the whole story of the Yankees season, bro. Is like you think they're getting out of a slump, whether it's the player or the team as a whole, and then they just take 2 steps back. And that's what the case is with Stanton. Like he looked horrible tonight. He really did.
So weird. It's especially against Jorge Lopez. Like I would understand if we were going up against Harvey,
bro.
I would get it because I looked at Harvey's like most recent starts, bro. He hasn't given up a run since the All-Star break. So it's
I'm a big Harvey guy, and like I want him to succeed. But at the same time, I think he faced Detroit, Kansas City, and the Nationals. So I mean, I'm not going to get too excited for him, but that is dope. But I know what you mean. Like with Jorge Lopez, and like not to be like a guy that doesn't like to see people happy, but like it frustrates me so much. But to see him like celebrating in the dugout, Jorge Lopez.
I mean, he deserves it, but at the same time,
it does.
Why are we letting him be able to do that? That
shouldn't have happened. Exactly. Like we should have let Jorge Lopez be freaking happy, bro. Like you in your 6th ERA, like please cry. He should be crying right now, bro, because you gave up 7 home runs to Aaron Judge, Anthony Rizzo, and Giancarlo Stanton, and the New York Yankees. Like, come on.
Sucks. It sucks. But let's hit on a couple of these donos here. Shout out to you, Elvis, with the $5 dono. Appreciate you, Elvis. He says Cashman said that they were willing to go over the tax, the biggest BS, because why isn't Cessa here then? That kind of makes sense.
Well, no, only because what Cashman said was they'd be willing to go over the tax. Like if it was a big difference maker. So I assume that meant like a Scherzer or like somebody that would like they weren't just gonna go over for like a mill or two. But still, it doesn't make sense for the fact that like the Rangers took on Joey Gallo's salary and the Cubs took on Anthony Rizzo's salary. So unless Andrew Heaney's making like 6 or 7 mil that we're paying him this year, I'm not sure if that's the case or not. But even if it were, you're telling me you'd rather have Andrew Heaney over Luis Cessa? I don't think so. So in the end, it doesn't add up regardless.
Yeah, no, it still doesn't make sense. But listen, shout out to David Carter with the $2 dono. Appreciate you, David. He says, great channel, newbie from Connecticut. Go Yanks, please. Appreciate you so much. David's a legend. Newbie from Connecticut.
Let's go. Legend. Let's go, David.
Let's go.
Carter.
Shout out to say Jesus too. This is a little bit of a dig at me for whatever reason. I don't know, but the $5 dono. Appreciate you, Jesus. He says, Pat, jinxes are real. You jinxed us. We started with a loss, and you were claiming a for sure sweep because Lopez was on the mound. Besides that, let's go Yanks.
You can't blame Pat for that, bro.
Because jinxes aren't real. Dan, do you agree with me that jinxes are not real?
Don't even get me started on jinxes, bro. It's so freaking irritating. Like I'll be tweeting out,
they're fake, right?
Dude, no, don't even get me started. It's so irritating. Like we could be having a good offensive night, right? And like I'm like, man, the offense looks really good tonight. And like, oh look, you jinxed it, right? And then like somebody strikes out the next at bat, like, oh, Dan, it's your fault they struck out. Bro, if you honestly think that I possess the power to affect what the Yankees or any team does at the plate, please, you're an absolute, because like, and I know some people would joke about this stuff, but like there's people that are legitimately serious about the jinx stuff. And get actually mad at you when you say something that could possibly jinx something. Like, please.
No, Dan.
Dan Rourke at Seaside Park, when he tweets out, negatively will affect the New York Yankees that are in the Bronx. Please.
No, Dan, but what you don't understand, they call me Super Jinx. They call me Super Jinx, bro. They think I'm that big of a jinx, because jinxes are real, apparently, according to the chat, that I jinx the Yankees every single time they lose. Bro, it's called being positive.
Idiots,
it's called,
bro.
like, bringing positive vibes.
Like, majority of people in this chat, I can already tell by just reading, like, they're very, very smart. But, like, you'll run into people here, and the same, like, on Twitter, that aren't as smart as you, and that's understandable. Like, they're on a different level of intelligence to you, and mainly because they believe in jinxes.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
listen.
It pisses me off, bro. It really does.
Shout out to Jesus with another dono, with $2 dono here. He says, now Cole has COVID, the Yankees, and we have Heaney. Shaking my head. Agreed. No, I'm shaking my head too at this team sometimes. It just seems like whenever, like, Dan, it seems like every single time we seem to have something going our way, right? We get Gallo, we get Rizzo, we sweep the Marlins in Miami. We come back home to face the Orioles with great pitching matchups in every single game. We're like, I said 20-game win streak was incoming. And now all of a sudden we get wiped out by Jorge Lopez and Cole has COVID. I think Cole having COVID is worse than tonight's loss, like by far.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But like I said before, if you want to look at the optimistic side of things, like if there was a series you could ask for it to come for, would be this one, and then the Seattle coming up. So if Cole can make his next start against the White Sox, that's a W, the way I see
For
it.
sure.
Because I mean, tomorrow, like no matter who's starting, bro, like even if Asher Wojciechowski was starting tomorrow, we should be able to beat the Orioles. I know we said the same thing about tonight, but point stands. Like if Nestor's starting tomorrow, I mean, especially with the way he's been throwing the ball lately, if Nestor is starting tomorrow, we should be able to beat the Baltimore Orioles. That's the way I see it.
I agree. As Jonathan just said, hopefully Luke Voigt comes back healthy to play him at DH and play Gallo left, Judge center field, Stanton right field. Did you see? I'm sure you did see, but Brian Cashman said that Brett Gardner's starting center fielder. Fly?
I did see that. Yes. I did see that, which is nuts. And I'll say this. I think Greg Allen will still see a fair share amount of playing time in center field. And two, like once Voigt comes back, like there's no way he just regulated to being a complete and total bench bat. So you would figure, yeah, Gallo will play left, Judge, or whether it's Stanton left or Stanton right, but Judge, Gallo, Stanton in the outfield, Voigt DHing, like that has to be the way to go because there's no shot that you're going to play Brett Gardner in center field over having Voigt be the DH. And we know that we have essentially two center fielders right now. Judge can play center, Gallo can play center. If the Yankees are going to avoid doing that just to play Brett Gardner, like what are we doing here?
Yeah, I think the whole thing kind of just comes down to Giancarlo Stanton and whether or not he could kind of start to produce. As long as Giancarlo Stanton starts to produce for this team, I think the days of Brett Gardner are numbered. I saw this tweet before. I don't know if you saw it. It seemed like I definitely retweet on like both of my accounts. But I want to give a shout out to this dude too because it was a solid tweet. So apparently Gardner is dead last in baseball in numerous things. Okay, expected batting average and expected slugging percentage, and one stolen base in 88 games. And we're talking about the dude who we just named center fielder. So it's like the Yankees look at like advanced analytics when it comes to like Hoi-Jun Park. That's why they didn't like him. But like this is what I always tell you. They it's like a needle in a haystack, determining like whether or not they actually care about the advanced analytics. And in this case, they don't.
Yeah, I mean, I think I saw a tweet before that showed Brett Gardner ranked in the one percentile, or I guess first percentile in expected slugging. So that's like really, really bad.
No, yeah, that's what I just said. Expected slugging and expected batting average.
Yeah, but like literally in like the first percentile.
Yeah,
like, that's really bad. But too, I guess the Yankees just figure that their offense is so good to where like you can stomach like Brett Gardner's offense, and then I guess they assume that his defense is still as good in center field, which I do believe. Besides the I know that play in left field the other day was really bad against Tampa Bay. But yeah, listen, I mean, come postseason time or like come like down the stretch, like I do think we'll see at least enough of Gallo, Judge, and Stan in the outfield with Voigt at DH to not be as mad about it.
Yeah, no,
in center field. Like, I think we'll see a good amount of that.
I agree 1000%. But chat, I think with that being said, that is going to be wrapping things up for tonight. Appreciate you all for stopping by. We go live for the Pat and Dan Show every single Monday and every single Thursday. If it's an off day, we go live at 9 p.m. If it's game day, we go live directly after the game. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the Yankees pregame starting at 6 p.m. I go live on here every single game before and after every single Yankees game. So stay tuned for that.
I didn't realize you said dead last. Did you say dead last?
I said dead last, bro. Dead last.
My bad. I thought you just said like one of the worst.
No, sorry. But listen, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications for more. I will see you guys tomorrow for the Yankees pregame. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye.